Namaste and good evening to one and all. Welcome to Leaders Connect 360's episode LC0183. Leaders Connect 360 is a CSR initiative by Bija Training and organized by the Mask Leadership. My name is Himang Shrimal, Accounts and Finance Associate at Multi Speciality Products India Private Limited. Leaders Connect 360 is started with the specific objective of inviting 1,000 plus leaders to create a million leaders. It is an online hub where every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. we learn from the top management leaders on Zoom Live. And once in a quarter in each city, we have an offline networking meet to network, support, and grow with the leaders. That's when we call it Leaders Create More Leaders. Currently, all are muted, and we'll be given an opportunity to speak up to our guest, Mr. Swapnil Tripath, sir, co-founder and chief revenue officer, V360.ai, and our panel discussion leader, Ms. Rashmi Jaswal, founder, Research I, on the topic employee productivity in the age of digital disruption. Before you are unmuted, let me share that the episode LC0183 is being recorded. First-time visitors may click on the social media links attached in the chat box to get updated and join us in creating more leaders. All in-house are requested to turn on your videos, which will help in making the episode highly interactive. So if we are ready to interact with our guest and our panel discussion leader, then please share a thumbs up or a smiley emoji in the chat box. Great. So thank you for the responses. Before the introduction of the guest, let me also introduce you to Mr. Pankaj Vyas, Managing Director, Bija Training, who will interact with our guest along with the panel discussion leader, Ms. Rashmi. I shall welcome you all. Over to you, Mr. Pankaj.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hemang. Thanks for the consideration. So good evening, everyone, and I welcome you all on behalf of Media Training, the Master Leadership and Leaders Connect. And special welcome to our guest, Mr. Swapnil Tripath, and our panel discussion leader for the fall. So today the topic itself is very interesting, right? Whether it's come about the productivity of the employees, and now the AI and the digital disruption is there. So for sure, we all are going to get a good insight from our guest, Mr. Swapnil. So before we move forward, I take this opportunity to welcome all with the official welcome video. So Mr. Al, can we have an official welcome video for our guest and for this special leader, please? Thank you so much, Arul, and a warm welcome to Swapnil and Miss Rashmi to the forum. So, Miss Rashmi, are you there?
Yeah,
So,
I was
Swapnil
on
ji,
mute. Sorry. Hi, how are you, Pankaj?
I'm good. It's a privilege again to see you on Leaders Connect. Thanks for joining
Yes.
in. And, Swapnil ji, now I formally and officially welcome you to this evening, and I hand it over to our panel discussion leader, Miss Rashmi, to take it up from there. Thank you.
Welcome, and good evening to everybody. It's an honor and pleasure to have Mr. Swapnil here with us. And today we're going to discuss about digital disruption in an age of digital disruption, how it's impacting employee productivity and the productivity as a whole. Welcome, sir, and it's an honor to have you with us.
Pleasure is all mine. And I was just, while I was looking at your profile, so I think we have something in common. Both of us
Okay.
are alumni of IBS.
Yes, okay.
Yes, I'm an alumni of IBS Hyderabad.
Okay,
Uh,
great. I
yes.
worked for them actually as a research
Okay.
associate.
Okay.
I was there with them for 3 years. I was a
Okay.
research
Great.
associate.
So some association with
Yes,
I.
some association with IBS. Nice to know.
Great. Great.
So, should we dive right into the discussion? Yes.
As you like it.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, how has digital disruption refined productivity metrics and are traditional measures still relevant?
Okay. Uh, See, this particular question also has, a lot of background to it. When we say digital disruption, we will look at the entire workflow of the workforce, how we were working before and how we are working now.
No.
So I will give my example. I am out and out sales and marketing guy. And when I started my career, I think in 2004, that was the first time I got a PC to start my work. And out of my entire 8 or 9 hours of working day, I was exposed to technology or a computer as a salesperson for maybe half an hour or 1 hour when I was doing feeding some leads in the CRM and all.
Yeah. Yes.
Come to 2024, you cannot find a single sales guy who can work without a laptop or a PC. Either it has to be, presenting to the client or, feeding in the information or researching for lead and all that. So the entire workflow of people have been disrupted, right? And whether the disruption is for good and bad, obviously it depends from, person to person. But what is very interesting here when it comes to productivity, I would like to tell you one very interesting insight which we have, identified while working with, while running this organization V360.ai. Imagine you have two employees in your organization, okay? And you give a task to both of these people. And in the evening, both of them come and tell you that, yes, we have completed the task given to us. Okay. You go happily as a founder or as a business owner. Okay, outcome has been achieved. But what V360.ai does, it tells you that one person achieved that task in 1 hour's time, whereas another person took 7 hours to do the same task. Now, see, the whole perspective of productivity has changed. Okay. And then what you start doing is you go to that particular person who is doing it in 1 hour's time and try to understand what he is doing, which others are not doing, what can be replicated. So technology, what technology has done to the productivity in both positive and negative. So first I said the positive side of things, that now there is a lot of visibility in terms of workflows, in terms of employees efforts and all those things which were not there in the past. But now come to the negative side of things. We are doing this meeting, and while I am, interacting on this podcast or on this webinar, beside me there is a phone which is continuously ringing. Okay. So the focus which was there in the past when we were working, I think that focus has been derailed because of various, digital interventions in our entire day. So what we are seeing here as far as digital disruption is concerned, one way it is giving you a lot of technology tools, analytics to understand how productivity can be enhanced. But at the same time, it has also given you platforms, tools, and technology to take away your focus and take away the way you are working, or the way you used to focus before. So I think there are two aspects of it which we can elaborate further when it comes to how productivity is getting impacted. So one way productivity is getting enhanced because there is a lot of visibility, but on the other way it is getting disturbed because of various platforms which we are using nowadays.
Uh, Here, I would like to share one thing. We have various tools, true, and we are going to get distracted. So we need to be a bit more mindful of what we are choosing. But does technology give us that chance to really think? That also is, you have to be so fast in our daily
Correct.
life. Okay,
Correct.
quickly I turn from WhatsApp to Telegram, or Telegram then to email. It's happening so swiftly that we are doing it mindlessly. I think so we need to be a bit more mindful. That's what.
Mindful. Very true. Very true. Mindfulness is something very, very, and it is not only to do with, it has kind of, I personally believe that the biggest respect, I was just going through a very interesting quote that, in olden days, touching feet was considered as, being respectful. Nowadays, keeping the mobile aside is considered as being respectful.
Oh, wonderful metaphor.
So you have to, I think undivided focus is something which is sought after, and if you are able to give it to people, being mindful of, your approach, I think that will help.
We're grabbing so much of information. I mean, there is a lot of information that's available to us, and how we use it, what we want to read, what we want to consume is all our choice. So I think so we need to be a bit more mindful about our
Yes,
choices.
yes, yes, yes.
So we go to the next question. What strategies can organizations adopt to ensure digital tools enhance rather than they overwhelm the employee?
So if you look at the structuring nowadays, how things are working, first of all, you rightly said that uh, with the help of technology, a lot of things can be achieved. To give you an example, most of us wear this smart watch, and it has features like it makes you conscious that you have been sitting for quite some time now. Okay, so just get up and move around. Or there is a lot of software are there which are encouraging Pomodoro technique, wherein
Okay.
people are told that it is almost 45 minutes since you are looking at the screen. Why don't you move away? And apart from that, what we have seen is if there is a mix, where people are getting aware. I'll give you a very interesting fact. There is a survey which says that almost 80 to 85% of the people who are especially in knowledge workers are having neck problems nowadays.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what is happening is, as you rightly said, we are not mindful. We only attack the problem when it happens. So the organization, and especially I think in this scenario, human resource department has a big role to play. That they have to be conscious. Having a ergonomics chair is not a expense. It is a necessity nowadays. Okay, so when you are looking at the technology aspect, you have to equip. What happens is, the biggest disaster of technology I have seen is when you jump into something unprepared. Okay. And honestly speaking, a lot of organizations are doing that with artificial intelligence nowadays. Maybe we'll talk about it later, but we have seen, without understanding the consequences, without understanding the use cases, things are being implemented. And believe me, I know many organizations who have removed certain technology after incurring humongous losses. So if you have to prepare well your workforce, so that they can adopt and adhere to various technologies which are available, I think the preparation should start from the planning. So if you are having an infrastructure, what kind of infrastructure is there? Small things. Why these big organizations are running after zero carbon, being green? Because you have to, so much of exposure of technology is, happening nowadays, that if you do not create that environment where we can thrive in spite of that technology being around us, I think that is going to have a very, very serious effect on our health. So when it comes to preparation, number one, I would say there has to be a proper planning, that if we are going to give these device tools or technologies to the workforce, how are they going to use it? And we have to train the manpower properly. We have to educate them. Just recently we had a session on physiotherapy in our office, just to make people aware that what are the sitting posture. In fact, in this meeting also, now when I'm in this webinar, when I'm sitting, I'm conscious of those things which physiotherapist told me, that how I have to immediately, I got a stand for my laptop, because always I was looking down. So I think these are things are very, very critical.
I'm truly amazed by what simple things you're suggesting. I mean, it's not too complicated. It is easy to understand, though it's so vital in today's world of technology. In an age of technological disruption, if we neglect the minute things, probably we'll end up in a worse state than what we are today, especially when it comes to health. I think so. Simple problems will become bigger issues later on.
True. We are seeing very young people in our organization having all these problems, migraine, they are having neck aches, and these all things and they are neglecting it. So generally in our offices, we have kind of built a culture that, if somebody says that, they are having some problem, the first thing HR does is go and get it checked, take a leave, don't worry about it, but get it checked. So that kind of culture we have built in our organization, so that people can easily discuss even if there is a health problem.
Yes, the kind of transparency is very, very necessary.
Correct.
True. My third question to you is, with the rise of remote and hybrid work culture, how can companies foster team collaboration? How can companies foster team collaboration and maintain productivity across all digital platforms?
Okay. So I will give you small story, if you don't mind. You don't get bored. I will give you our story, how V360.ai came into, and believe me, I do not want to put it like do not want to promote the organization, but I'll give you one very simple story of genesis of V360.ai.
We
And
would
this,
like to
I think
listen to it, surely.
this will answer the question which you have raised. So what has happened is that during COVID, peak of COVID, we have a parent organization, which is actually, you can say, the mother organization of V360.ai, which is basically a BPO with 4,000, 5,000 employees.
Okay.
And we are big time into government projects. So what has happened during COVID period, that, work from home has started. And, since we were into government projects, we have to continue, working. There was no option, because a lot of grievance things are there, which we manage. So we started looking for a solution for this particular, problem which you have stated. How employees can collaborate, how there can be productivity, and how employees can be more productive. And one thing which we saw is, when you ask somebody to work from home, there are two things which comes into mind. Employee feels that, okay, fine, my time of commute will be safe. I will have some flexibility to work and all that. But the manager thinks that what will happen to the productivity, right? So these are two, thought schools. So when we were looking for a solution, we started looking for a solution how we can manage the workforce. And we came across these kind of softwares like ours. There were many such organizations which were doing that. Only difference was there was none from India. So majority of them were from, US, UK, and I think most of them were from US. So, we got hold of one or two softwares, and, we started experimenting. Two things we found. One, very costly as far as Indian pockets are concerned. And second, that Indian, companies want hand-holding. We have not matured to that level of SaaS. Okay. So these two things were missing. And then we thought, okay, so we built V360.ai for this BPO company, our parent company, with no thought. The product and everything was implemented. And then just we gave it to some few friends and families. And we got a very good feedback. And then we created the organization. So what I'm trying to put here is that when it comes to managing productivity and engagement, see, productivity and engagement are very critical. I'll show you. I'll tell you some burning issues. We are currently catering to close to 2,700 corporates who use our product, and our product is deployed at around 50,000 employees. What we have seen is every employee who is working from home is not happy. Let me tell you, this is our finding. I'll tell you why. Let us say there is an employee working from home. All the time he is having at the back of his mind that, look, my colleague is working from office. He is in front of my supervisor. Okay. He will get a lot of benefit. Maybe I might miss out on the promotion also.
So true.
There are a lot of anxieties also.
Yeah.
So the first thing which we see good organizations doing is removing this, being very transparent in terms of outcomes, in terms of performance. The performance is continuously being, discussed so that everybody feels that no, people who are working from home are continuously engaged. And then I would say the winner in this whole scenario is hybrid, what we have seen over a period of time. Okay, it is neither work from home because we are all social animals, and we need to go chit chat. That coffee side gossip has to be there. So that thing is somehow missing. I can understand there are certain problems like commute and all those things, but still, if there are 1 or 2 days people are there in working from office, this works. So I have seen the best of results which we have seen in terms of productivity is number one, organizations are very transparent regarding performance of employees. They are continuously being discussed. Number two, there has to be a platform for continuous engagement. So let's say, for instance, we use Slack. So what happens is Slack is something like, everybody is logged in. And if I have to talk to any of my team members, I just have to do a huddle. So the entire team has a feeling that, we are just sitting besides each other. So there has to be some platform for communication like that, which gives comfort and continuous engagement has to be there. And there can be offsite meetings also. There can be, once in a while office get together also. But the most important factor to be very productive, if it is, work from home or remote, is number one, there has to be a lot of transparency. Number two, that there has to be a mechanism where employees are able to engage with each other. They need to get that feeling of, working from office sometimes. They should not be missed out from the office gossip which is going on. So I think that these are few things which are there, and there are softwares and there are tools and platforms and number of platforms nowadays which can see all of us. The biggest example is this platform where all of us are there. Everybody is sitting in some other city and we are, discussing. So I think these are the few things which we have observed while working with such a good number of companies over a period of 4-5 years.
Yeah, and being on the humorous side, there have been so many jokes about people working from home, yet
Yes.
not dressed properly, and all of that.
Yes, yes.
I mean, it was.
Who knows how many of us? Who knows how many of us are sitting in shorts? It's just good t-shirt we are wearing. Or maybe
I find
somebody
it
we see in blazers also. I don't know.
Actually, I just put on the blazer, just to get a feel.
No, I'm not only you. We have some more friends also. So like, when on the mail I got that, if it is okay, we can come in blazer. I thought of my, work from home days. that I used to. So that is there.
Yeah, so what you're trying to say is that hybrid is the best thing that happened to
That is what we have
employee
seen.
productivity.
That is what we have seen, Prabha. And believe me, big organizations are, investing heavily in technology and infrastructure both. What we felt over a period of time that, there is so much of adoption of work from home that might be that, people will start investing more in, technology only, not on infrastructure. But we are seeing bigger organizations, most of them are in this mechanism that, okay, come to office for 2-3 days, work from home for 2-3 days, something of that loss. Hybrid is something, means at least from our clients. So we get, since we have similar, product which is helping organization work from home and, keep the productivity at the same level, whether somebody is working from office, somebody is working from home, productivity is not getting hampered. So we get a lot of insights from our clients also.
Thank you so much for the lovely insights that you're giving us. So we continue further. I also feel the human touch is so important, I mean, I love this that I'm getting to see you, Arul, Pankaj, Hemang, Giri sir, everybody, it's I've not met them. You'll be surprised, where every Wednesday we meet. But the quarterly there is a meeting, but I've never been able to make it. But even being here every Wednesday with all these people is so exciting, and this, I think, so is a blessing I mean, should not be a blessing of COVID or what, I don't know.
I don't know. So one startup I have exited during COVID, and one startup I have started. So
Great.
I don't say anything about COVID. No comment on COVID.
Great. But your story, the way you started your organization, your second startup is really interesting. Really. I go to the fourth question. What role does upskilling take in maintaining productivity amidst constant technological changes? We have constant technological changes. And how can companies effectively implement it?
I think this is one question which is very close to my heart. In fact, the first venture I started was my skill, where I was into teaching or coaching employability skills to youth. So
Okay.
I was this particular topic is very close to my heart. See, one thing I will say, the first thing is there are 2-3 skills which are mandatory now. I think you already mentioned. Now there has to be a skill to skip through the clutter. Okay, that is the most important skill. I'll give you one very interesting anecdote. What this availability of content or availability of information has done. One day I wanted to watch a movie, okay, and finally I saw a movie which was for 1.5 hours,
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
but after watching the movie I realized searching for that movie I spent around half an hour. So much choice. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So the most important skill which I feel is that you have to be smart enough to walk through that clutter of information which is available. That is the first skill which people have to develop. Second, from the organization's perspective, what happens is we have seen, organization has to continuously, now it is, upskilling is not a process. It has to be a culture. Okay. Because gone are the days we feel, okay, one new technology has come, let us train our manpower on that. One new platform has been developed, let us train all that. How much training you can do with, every second month or every second day, something new. Look at the, generative AI platforms. One day you see that, okay, Chat GPT has done this. Second day you see Gemini with another 4 new features. So what I am trying to say here is, if you build that culture of learning within the organization, and obviously with the culture you have to provide the resources. So some interesting resources could be let's say, for example, Udemy. Okay, it is a very reasonable platform and you have so much of information. one responsibility of founders, like, I am a marketing and sales person. Similarly, my co-founder is, into fundraise and into HR, and then another co-founder is a CTO. We combined make sure that, whatever data or whatever information we are consuming, we act like a filter also. So
Okay.
if I have seen, let's say, 5 6 videos, and one video I felt that this is very relevant, I share it with my team and make sure that, they have gone through that content. So what happens is, number one, that filtration mechanism. Number two, you have to build a culture of, learning, and obviously you have to reward those people. So again, remember I was telling, so we are also telling our clients also, because our software gives this analytics. One very interesting analytics is there in our software. Let us say if there is an employee who is putting in a lot of efforts but not coming up the curve, HR department will get the analytics and they can find such employees with the help of our software. So what
Superb.
happens is, L&D team can, start very closely working with those employees who are struggling, but their intent is there. So what happens is, as I mentioned, number one, be very focused,
Focus.
remove the clutter. Number two, have a culture, give the environment to your team members to hone their skills, reward people. We make sure that if we have a culture in our organization, whenever somebody comes and tells that they have learned something new, we make it a point. It can be either way. It can be praise, it can be certificate, it can be some monetary reward, it can be gift, but we make sure that, that person is rewarded. Okay. So what happens is that kind of, builds a culture within an organization, and then people start, coming up. So that is something. Now, I will put some emphasis on the artificial intelligence. How, artificial intelligence is becoming very handy, when it comes to learning, at least. Okay. So now there are platforms. So I'll give you one very interesting use case. Uh, I think there is so much of talk, so I will not dwell much into that. But the moment Chat GPT came live, Google pressed code red. Okay, and why that happened is because, believe me, I'm this maybe off the record. I have not searched Google for last 4 5 months. Nothing. And imagine why? Because you go to Chat GPT or you go to Gemini and you state a problem there, and it gives you the entire list. You don't have to now start struggling to search something.
So it's
Okay. If what it will do is, it will, search the web for you and create an article for you, and then you just sit and there is a feature like, in Chat GPT, there is a coach feature that Chat GPT can act like a coach for you. And not to sometimes, a lot of people in content are doing that they just go to Chat GPT and put the topic and say, give us some content idea. Okay. And so what I'm trying to say is that artificial intelligence could could be seen as, number one, it is enhancing productivity like anything, no doubt about that. So to give you an example, I have a blogger who used to write one blog in 2 3 days. So when I'm saying write, entire process, SEO, making it live on the website, creating designs for it, end to end. Now that work is done in some 2 3 hours. Now you'll say, what happens to the quality? There is no problem with the quality. So what those people will do with that time which is there with them? I think organizations can think about it, that can some time be tweaked during office hours also, where people can learn, because productivity gone are the days, when people are going to, do only and only 8 to 9 hours of office work, because they do it in 2 3 hours, and then they think that what to do. And then you have some problems like, moonlighting and all coming up. A lot of people, blame moonlighting on, integrity of a person. But a lot of time I look at it from the perspective that, imagine a guy who is very efficient. He has done whatever is given to him, he has done it. He has done it with full quality, full focus and everything. And then he thinks that, okay, yaar, what should I do with my time? Let me contribute somewhere else also. So these are pressing challenges which are, coming because of the technology. But yes, continuous learning, I think, has to be there. The culture of continuously learning needs to be inculcated in the organizations.
So true. We're living in a knowledge economy. We are living in a knowledge economy. So knowledge is prime. But how do we use our knowledge for what? To increase our productivity, decrease our productivity. There should be focus. There's so many things to delve into. Like you said, your time, you're being efficient, you're being more productive. So you're saving time. So how are you going to use that time? I think so the company should think, because otherwise the employees might get drifted somewhere.
And that is what we are doing. Believe me, why our retention is so high, because once the organization has, till the time organization were living in, outcome based performance. Okay, I have given this job to this guy is done, both of us are happy. The moment they start looking at the analytics which we are providing, the game has changed, and it is for both. I'm yet to find an organization who has exploited employees with the analytics which we are giving. They have grown people, they have incentivized people, they have kind of, some of them who were thinking whether to give Saturday off, they have started giving Saturday off because they feel. So there are, both, every coin, there are both, it is like, both the side of the coin. So yes, this is how it is, technology is being used by many of our clients.
Thank you so much. Our last question today is, how can organization balance productivity and employee well-being in an era of continuous connectivity and potential burnout? This potential burnout also, like when we began, you just said that we have so much to do and we are getting distracted. When we are getting distracted, I also observe that my energy is getting drained. A
Yes.
lot of time, my energy is getting drained. So today, I'm very mindful of the information that I'm reading. So in this, how would you like to share your knowledge with us on this part?
I think the one part is very, which is very critical, is the empathy. See, what happens is, you said it right, that uh, there is a continuous connectivity. So even if somebody leaves the office at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the evening, still the continuously mails and all that.
Yes.
But I think the onus of managing such thing lies on the founders or the top management, because from there the culture starts. So to give you an example, if I start asking my mid managers, I start calling them at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, and the same culture is being percolated down the line. And believe me, one thing is for sure, and there is absolutely no doubt, whatever be the size of the organization, okay, you have to live by the example. Just recently, right now, I was reading a book, Tata's. Just a few days back, we lost Sir Ratan Tata. So I was just reading a book on Tata, and I saw one very interesting instance there, wherein before JRD, JRD was there. Before JRD, there was a separate lift for the managing director
Yes,
in
I'm
the
aware
company.
of this.
You are aware about this? And when he came, he kind of, got all those things and perks and everything removed, and he has brought the entire team at the same level. So I think leaders have to lead by example. Unfortunately, what I am seeing is that, we are having a lot of preachers. Okay. But when you have to be leader, you have to first do it yourself. So in our say, so we proudly say, and we tell our clients also, that first 100 clients who have come to our organization, those 100 clients has been closed between the three founders. Okay. Then we started getting people in sales and other departments and all. So until today also, all the founders are involved in sales meeting and all that. So there is no, I would say there is no, achievement, or there is no level which the organization has reached and you can relax and say that, okay, leader has to be a leader throughout. That is what we feel. So the same thing goes into the organization also, that, with these stress levels and, with the use of technology and all, you have to set the example. And good thing is, even my investors know that, they don't call me. So generally I am a early riser. So I start my day at 5. So I don't get any call beyond, 9 o'clock. Everybody who knows me knows this, that beyond 9 o'clock, this guy will not pick up the phone. So I think those examples have to be set by leaders.
So, what a wonderful way to end today's discussion, that the leader has to be an example, set an example, set a trend, and he's the one who keeps the culture. Whatever culture has been defined by the leader, and then it percolates throughout the organization.
Yes, yes. I'm yet to find a war charge where leaders look standing at the back. He's always at the front with his sword and in the swords. Think about any movie where you have seen any movie about any leader, where leader is standing at the back. He's always charging from the front, and that is leadership is all about.
Yes. Thank you so much. I thoroughly enjoyed the discussion because it was very simple for me to understand, with all the anecdotes, with all the metaphors, and your own experience that you've shared. And I'm also very thankful. I want to have a round of applause for all those people who are here, pat your back and say that at the end of the day, you managed to hear such a wonderful discussion. Also, thank you, Hemang. Arul, thank you so much for the lovely video. And Pankaj, it's over to you now. Thank you so much, Swapnil sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rashmi. Thank you so much. And Mr. Swapnil, thanks for wonderful insights. And as they say, as you already said, that every coin has got two sides, or every coin has got two sides. And for everything, there are prospects and consequences. Okay. So yes, now the life has become easy with the technology, right? Because when we started our career long back, 2000, the technology was not that. The internet was, a very expensive thing. Now the internet is there, on the fingertips. So
Correct.
now how we use it, how we make the best out of it, that remains with the individual. And as rightly told by you, that it's all about upskilling, how best we can utilize our that's as a leader. Each one has to lead with that. Okay. So we need to become an example as a leader. So thanks for sharing wonderful insight. And let's see what people have also learned in the last 5 minutes. So here I would like to invite Shoma to conduct a small quiz. And winner will get a book. And so Arul will take care for the prize who will be with the quiz. So Ms. Uma,
thank you, Mr. Pankaj. So it was a very great evening with Mr. Swapnil as a chief guest. And we had a very good takeaway. For me, the takeaway is learning to be a lifetime process. And upskilling should be there without any kind of push. You should keep on upskilling yourself. That is the only key to success. These are the key takeaways for me today. Myself, Uma, an HR professional with over a decade of experience in HR. And as a HR leader, I would like to present today's quiz. According to the speaker, mention one positive and one negative impact of digitalization from the years 2004 to 2024. I'm also putting that in the chat box. Faster hands first. According to the speaker, mention one positive and one negative impact of digitalization from the years 2004 to 2024. One positive and one negative. Not two positive. One positive and one negative. Anyone else? Sukumaran sir, can you little brief it out?
Yes, Hemang, I think so is right. What Uma is going to say.
We are getting one.
Yeah,
so
I'm
who's
just
the
looking for some
winner?
more answers.
Who's the winner? Who's the winner?
Yeah, I'm waiting for one more minute. I'm looking for an exact answer. So let's wait for few more hands. People can answer, like those who have answered also can refine your answers. It's not that you should refrain yourself from answering.
Hi, Alagu.
Don't see anything as answers. I think I can give it to the first one, Sukumar and Ajish. Focus has decreased. I think he has given an explanation later. Focus has decreased. And there is also an increase in productivity. As the use of systems or PCs were just half an hour to 1 hour earlier, whereas it is mostly in the system in the later part in 2024. Sukumar and Ajish, congratulations. You are the winner for the day.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You are going to win the book today. Arul will give you the details of the book. Over to you, Arul.
So, who's the winner?
Sukumar and Ajish.
So, Mr. Sukumar, congratulations. And Mr. Arul is going to get, Mr. Sumar Ajish will get a book, 101 Blissful Places to Work, right? Blissful Stories for Workplace. So, Arul, you need to coordinate for the same, and he should be able to get the quiz prize. Okay. So, here we open the forum for quick Q&A questions. If there are any questions, you may unmute yourself and ask questions to our guest, Mr. Swapnil Tripath. So anyone who wish can unmute yourself and ask quiz question. Or do we have any questions from the guest?
No, it's all good actually.
All good.
All good.
Okay.
Yes.
So I believe Mr. Swapnil Tripathi had made it so easy and simple for everyone to
Yes,
understand
yes.
that no one has any query as such, right? Yes. So thank you for making it so simple and easy to understand, Swapnilji. And yes, there's been a lot of understanding small things that really brings a lot of impact. Okay. So when it comes about productivity, efficiency, and all, small thing really matters at workplace as well as in our personal life as well. So let us all start implementing that to one new learning or one new addition in our day in day out life, which can make us more effective and uh, productive as well. So Arul, I believe we have. Do we have any questions?
No, Pankaj, all okay, all set. We'll have a summary by Mr. Girizan.
Okay, so over to you, Giri sir, for the quick summary. Welcome.
Girizan, you're not
Giri
audible.
sir. Giri sir, you can unmute yourself.
You're unmuted but still not audible. Technical challenge.
Maybe.
Oh.
I hope I'm now better now. My voice is much better. Arul,
Your network also not
still
that
you're
much.
challenge with my network. Maybe some challenge today.
Yes, I think Pankaj also had a challenge. Giri sir, can you hear? Yeah, he's.
Oh, sir, you're not audible, Girizan. You are unmuted but not audible. There is some challenge with your speakers, I guess. Mic or speaker. Okay, let it be. Rashmi ma'am, will you be able to give us a small summary of this episode? Is it okay?
Okay, that comes as a surprise, but yes, I'll try.
A quick summary, maybe 4 to 5
Okay,
minutes.
we began by saying that there is a lot of positive side and a negative side to the technological disruption that we are experiencing at present. The positive side is that the productivity is surely increasing. At the end, we also said that even the productivity is increasing, even though we are using technology, the quality is not getting compromised. So we began with asking productivity. We ended by saying that quality still is as much as we used to maintain. So the negative side of all this is that we are getting distracted. We have a lot of tools We have a lot of chat platforms. We have a lot of social media where employees do get distracted and energy also get exhausted. So we have to be a bit more mindful. That's what we spoke about. What are the strategies to enhance? There are a lot of tools. Yes, you should know as a leader that what tools are given in the hands of the employees. You see, you as a founder, as a leader, should be very aware of what tools are being used in your company. With the rise of remote and hybrid work, how much companies foster team collaboration? Yeah, team collaboration can be fostered, and like Swapnil sir believes that collaboration is fostered best through hybrid environment, a mix of both remote and mix of remote and what do we say, going to office and remote. Yeah, so a hybrid kind of environment of work will always push collaboration. He also said that being in office is important because we need that human touch, we need that coffee gossip, all of that is so necessary. So we can't really say that only remote environment is good or only being at office is good. When we collaborate both, even the stakeholders are happy, the customers are happy, the employers are equally happy. What role does upskilling play? Yeah, upskilling plays a very important role in today's age. Technology is moving fast and we have to upskill ourselves. While we are upskilling ourselves, we are using technology. So a work that used to require 2-3 days is done in 1 day. Work that requires 7 hours can be done in 2-3 hours. So what do we do for the balance hours? So it is the onus of the founder, of the entrepreneur who's founded the company. Somebody said something. Okay. No, okay, I'll just continue. So it is on the owner, or the onus is on the founder, that how they're going to use the employees. Other balance are, otherwise moonlighting will happen, and it is ethically not wrong, because if an employee is finishing off the work early, he has so much of time at his exposure. Why should he waste? So that's what Swapnil sir said. Then how can organization balance productivity gains with employee well-being? Yes, at the end of the day, when we go home, we still get mails, we still get chat messages. So it's up to you, up to the leader, to put in a culture, to introduce a culture that this is our work time and this is our personal time. And that's what I believe even Swapnil sir does in his life. So thank you so much. I hope I covered most of it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rashmi. Thanks.
So,
So, Arul, I believe. Yes, sir, sorry.
just my parting remark to all of you. If you can just remember one thing. Next time onwards, be conscious when you are looking at your mobile to keep your neck straight. I think that itself will do wonders.
Thanks for that. Okay. So, Arul, before we move on, let us have a official thank you video to our guest and to our visitors today.
Yes.
And Swapnil, thank you for sharing. So before moving forward, we also need to have a word of thanks, right?
Yes.
So we need to a word of thanks. I invite the word of thanks leader for the word of thanks.
Yes. Gauri Shankar. Yes. Request in the group now. Gauri Shankar. Yes.
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, could you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Gauri,
we can hear you.
Yeah. The really loud point in my mind from Shamil sir is, don't be a preacher, but be an example.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, let me quickly share again the purpose of the community. Leaders Connect 360 is a hybrid model leadership community where every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. we invite a leader who is a master in their field to provide solution for our real-time leadership challenges, much like the valuable experience we had today from our chief guest, Mr. Swapnil. Additionally, every last week of the month, we invite an author to share the knowledge and insight from their book. Please follow our social media platform to get updates about our weekly episodes and quarterly events. Join our community is very simple. Just click on the social media link shared in the chat box. It gives me immense pleasure to thank our guest, Mr. Swapnil sir, and our panel discussion leader, Ms. Rashmi, and moderator, Mr. Pankaj, for investing their valuable time in sharing their experience and insights with us. Thank you, sir. Guests and everyone in attendance, kindly accept our gesture of thanks. Thought a special thank you video. We request our members and visitors to stay tuned till the end as we give an opportunity to introduce ourselves, which will help us network and know better. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Gauri. Thanks. Arul, can we have a thanking video, please? Thank you, everyone. Have a
From
great
my
evening.
side, yes,
Thank you,
from
video,
my
please,
side,
Arul.
thank you, Swapnil sir, and thank you, Rashmi ma'am. That was a great episode today. Thank you so much for joining with us today. We all enjoyed the episode thoroughly.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Arul.
much. Thank you. We shall play the vote of thanks video. Okay, thank you all. Thanks for joining today's episode. Yes, Swapnil sir, you have any points to share with us, sir? You're on mute, sir. You're on mute. Sorry.
Have a great day. I just said have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining.
Okay.
Yes, now we'll be having.
Okay.
Yes.